Now I can't believe after all these years, there's a giant big banjo post in there, that this still isn't open. Like, it just doesn't make sense. They built this whole complex, the big car parks and all these beautiful roads and everything. I don't know, it might be 6 or 7 years old now. You might be able to see it over the back, the mangrove walk, and it's still closed. It's never been open. Like, why not open those mangrove walks to the public? You can see it over the back here. It just winds up through and goes about half a kilometre all through the mangroves. It's a beautiful walk. Yeah, it's so nice here. Brand new hot mix roads. You know, like, these are better roads, and the roads should be like this everywhere, all around Bali, everywhere. Now in here is some big giant, that temple is Ratu something. Ratu is like queen, so there's a giant big house over the back. There's numerous houses in here, whether it's royal, some sort of royal bloodline that lives in there or what. There's people live in there. They've got caretakers. It looks a little bit run down at the moment. A little temple over the back here. Go and check out this little temple. How cool is this? And then just down the hill down in here is like a little stream river. And there's a couple of little temples in here. There's temples all the way along this road. There's a big giant temple down the bottom there somewhere in the mangroves. We'll see if we can find that. So you can't see the bigger temple anymore. It's down in there and it's all overgrown. You can't really see. You used to be able to see it from the road. But here's another one. You always find these temples around a tree. A lot of the time near the big Moreton Bay figs and strangler figs and that, there'll be one. Nice little temple. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Nice little temple. Pagi Pak. A lot of the time you'll see people here. I suppose people live in the immediate vicinity here. They sort of come down and pray at these temples. Or maybe this family sort of area maybe, I don't know. But I'll just show you how big this car park is that they built for the G20. Look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parking bays here. And they're big spots too, way bigger than car spots. It's massive, this. And they've got it all blocked off. And no one can come in. You can come and walk through here. You can't park in here even. It just doesn't make sense, you know. They spent millions and millions of dollars doing all this. This whole side, where they took the G20 leaders and all that, has got all nice coconut trees up the edge and solar lights everywhere. All this sort of stuff. They've got the big monument off the bypass when you turn in here, the big G20 monument. So maybe we'll stop and have a look at that on the way out of here. Look at it, it goes 100 metres that way and probably 150 metres this way. And these parking bays in here are even bigger. Right, puppy, some new street dogs in here. People dump their dogs up here. Just sad. Right? Look at the size of these parking bays here. Well, there's about 40 spots there for cars and heaps up here for, I don't know, maybe motorbikes on the ends. So there's 1, 2, 3 more big bays here, and over the back there's another 2 big giant bays right down the side. There's enough parking in here to fit 500 cars, you know. And it's all new. Well, it's not new, but it's just never been used. Every now and then they might have a big function down here, like something, you know, ceremonies or some big things down here, but not very often. So for me, places like this are an escape, you know, because there's no one here. It's quiet, you know, peaceful. A few people walking every morning, that's about it. That's why I come here, it's just peace and quiet. There's no traffic in here, you know. Yeah, it's a good spot. A lot of people like me bring their dogs down here to run. Look, Lucy's friendly with all the dogs, never fights. Hey, Lucy.
I just work as a dog walker.
Oh, you're a dog walker, all right.
Yeah.
It's your job.
And you,
hello.
Take one dog, that one?
Yeah, this is my dog.
Just have one.
Yeah, just one.
And I have 7 at home.
7 dogs?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot. Where are you from? Are you Balinese or?
Yeah, I'm Balinese. I'm from original Negara.
Oh, Negara.
Yeah,
all
Negara.
right.
And Now I stay at Sanur.
Oh, Sanur.
Ya,
Alright.
Tua. Sorry?
Kerja di sana?
Ya, kerja.
Alright.
Kerja di Kuta.
Oh, di Kuta ya?
Ya.
What, a hotel or restaurant?
Nama tempat kerjanya Sechisu, itu tempat oleh-oleh.
Alright, oli-oli, alright.
Ya, biasanya kalau kerja siang saya punya side job jadi dog walker.
Alright.
Walker juga di rumah.
Extra job, eh?
Ya, double job.
Anyway, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, Lizzie. Oh, little girl from Nagara. She lives in Sanur but works in at an oli shop, like one of the big oli shops in Kuta area. Yeah. All right, so we might just go up and I'll give you a quick look at this G20 monument up here. Big monument. May as well walk up. It's only 100 metres up there. Yeah. See, all up through here where there's no one and no tourism and no nothing, there's just people cleaning everywhere. It's about 10 people just all around them car parks and that, sweeping and cleaning everything. Like, why aren't they in the streets every day and everywhere? They are, but just not enough of them. So here's the G20 monument. It's got all the countries around it written on it and all that. And yeah, it's right on the bypass New Ride, probably only about half a kilometre out from Kuta, you know. So if you ever want to come in here on this side, yeah, just look for the big monument. It's supposed to be like a big flame and that, you know. Oh, it's a little temple, is it? Sort of hidden there. Yeah, it is too. It's a tiny little temple. How's that? You wouldn't know it's here. Little temple just hidden. They've got all these palm trees around it, you can't even notice it. Yeah. Go on, Lucy. It's good to get down here. And I haven't been down here for a while. I've been going to the beach a lot more. But I like this area. So it's a good peaceful place to have a walk every morning. So if you're heading back towards Kuta, you can stop in the other side of this lake. And you get a lot more people down here actually. Now, it used to be quiet. There'd only me and a couple of other people down here every morning. Now, you get a lot of locals that coming down here to walk because it's easy to get to. I suppose they live in Pamogan, where I live. And just walk across the road here into this. Now, they've got the catchments here for the rubbish. They used to have all these big steel grills on there and that, but looks like they've taken most of them down for some reason. Hey, Bo. Oh, you see these things? I'll show you these things. These are like... Tempat ikan, Pak? Sudah?
Ya.
Sudah? Ikan?
Kan kecil, Pak.
So check out these things. This is like gas powered, eh? So they're like a little gas tank.
Yeah.
And then they've got like a little spear in the bottom on a fishing line, and you'll shoot the fish and then reel it in, yeah. They hand make them out of the BB guns and that, yeah. They're pretty popular and they're everywhere. All right, Puck, anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty popular these days. There's a lot of people doing it. And I'll tell you what, I've sat there watching them a few times and they're pretty deadly. They've got like a little stainless steel spear, you know, made out of stainless steel, and it's only about 300 millimetres long, you know, and it's just tied with the string on the end. Some of them have got a little fishing reel hanging off the bottom of them, and they just reel it in off the gun. But there's a lot of them around here. They home make them out of the BB guns, you know, the gas-powered BB guns. So this is the other side of the river. There's the Buddhist temple over there. And here's where they've got the big gates to catch the rubbish and that. You see here, the rubbish comes in from the little lake and flows down around that way. Look at it all through there. It's just stacked up with rubbish. And these have got like conveyor belts, and they can turn the conveyor belts on. It goes into a conveyor and then dumps it off the side and trucks pick it up. We'll see if we can get over the other side and I'll show you the process of it. You get a lot more people down here these days. So this here is the car park for the big Galleria shopping mall. If you know where that is. This is the car park for the Galleria, so it's basically right next to the Galleria, you know. Yeah, you're clearing some land in here. You can see here all the rubbish, look at it. Look at that, it's just chockers full. So I suppose when they take this rubbish away, they'll get these conveyor belts going again. But look at the piles, and this is what it does. So it goes on and the conveyor belt down the middle there, the conveyors go up onto that conveyor belt and just dumps it here. They used to back a truck in, put it straight on top of the truck. But can't have a walk over and have a look. And it doesn't look like it's been operating for a while. Look at this. Just check that out. We need Sungai Watch down in here to get all that plastic to recycle it. Maybe people come up and recycle the plastic out of this. But these are the big conveyor belts, look. And when they get them running, these ones go around and round and round, pick up all the rubbish onto the conveyor and then just dump it off into trucks. So yeah, when it's working, it works. But a lot of people living and working here at this complex, but you never see these machines going, very, very seldom. They should be running them every day. Yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. Yeah, you can see the conveyor here. Looks like they've dumped it here, comes off the conveyor belt straight into here, and they've had a digger in here filling trucks. But there's, you know, there's 10 truckloads to sit in there. And you can see on the other side, it's just beautiful and clean, you know. See this guy pulling up his car's net. All right, so he's got a bunch of fish. Little tiny small fish.
Kecil-kecil.
Yeah. Just goreng, eh?
Oh, tidak.
No?
No. Itu buat mancing.
Oh, right. For bait. All right, I get it. All right. So he uses them for live bait, for fishing, yeah.
Barramundi.
Right. Oh, for barramundi?
Yeah.
In Benoa?
Yeah, benar.
All right, really?
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Now, there's a water ski park now at Benoa Turnoff. And it used to be a barramundi farm years and years ago. And when they closed that down, made the cable skiing park, all them barramundi got free into Benoa Harbour. So there's barramundi there. So he's just telling me he catches these fish as live bait to catch barramundi in Benoa. Yeah, how's that? He's just telling me all about the barramundi fishing in Benoa Harbour there. Yeah. Orang Bali kamu?
Orang Jawa.
Oh, Jawa.
Ya.
Dari mana di Jawa?
Jawa Jember.
Jember? Alright, yeah. Aku baru kembali dari Surabaya, Malang.
Ya.
Yeah. Malang bagus itu ya.
Malang bagus.
Yeah.
Oh, dingin.
Yeah, dingin. Di pagi, wah,
Oi.
dingin sekali ya. It's like 15 degrees.
Yeah.
So cold. So he's from Jember in Java, but I was just telling him I've been to Malang and it's free. He said, yeah, it's cold there. It is cold there. But I like Malang, it's good. Kampung. Oh yeah, like fog. Yeah, right. He's showing me a picture of the fog on his phone from his village where it's freezing cold, yeah. Every morning, yeah.
Ya?
Pamogan, yeah.
Oh, di Pemogan.
Pulau Galang.
Pulau Galang. Ya.
Lama di sini. Di Bali 30 tahun sudah. Pemogan sudah 10 tahun.
Ya.
Where's my dog? I've lost my dog. Lucy! She doesn't want to go home. I'm going to stay here, Lucy, eh? I'm going to stay here. On the bike, come on. On you get. On the bike. No, off and on, back on this side. Hey! Come on. Alright, anyway, Moss? Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, keep moving. So he was telling me, I had a little chat there with the camera off, and yeah, he's telling me a lot of the miskin. Miskin is if you're poor, you know, they got no money, they got no work, they fish all day. They catch a few fish, you know, a little bit of rice. I suppose that's what you got to do. We've got no social security or anything like that. There's no help in this country unless you're work for some type of government agency where you're going to get a pension. Well, yeah, it's a hard life for the locals. It really is, you know. You're either really rich or really poor in this country, you know. Little walk and explore. I haven't been down here for a couple of months actually. Anyway, we're nearly back to the bypass, so over and out from SouthernCrossGO, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. See you on the next video.